Welcome, welcome. Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Pantera. Welcome all back. Major shout out to the members of the channel, Pantera Soul Fam. Love you. I love you. So gratitude to all for being here. As you can see from the title, Messages of Confirmation. So this type of reading is more so connected to, let's say you've been having certain thoughts, and as the reading is progressing, you may have a thought of something and the message directly to that thought may come up right after that. Take heed of those confirmations, because I've been noticing how often that's been occurring lately. So just take heed, my love. We're going to start with our surrender messages, and then I'll go surrender messages. Let me get my words. Then the astrology cards, followed by some tarot. And then we'll see what's what thereafter. All right. Let me put... Let's see. No. That's fine. All right, y'all. So let's see what we got coming through here for the collective. Starting with the message of surrender. Greetings, welcome. Here we go. Message of surrender. Okay. Let's do this then first. Did this before, but let's go with it. So if you're just tuning in, this is messages of confirmation. You may have had thoughts about certain things or situations. Take heed if the verbiage of the message is directly connected to that thought, and especially if the message is right after that thought and you're wondering, is this, and then the message comes through, take heed to that. Basically, trust your intuition. Trust the intuition, because it's also the solution. So you're going to have to hold yourself accountable here as well, okay? You have to trust yourself, all right? Clearing yourself from worries, clearing yourself from the essence of a coincidence, because none of that exists unless you make it so, okay? All right. Let's see what's going on, y'all. You could be in a position of putting things in order, organizing, cleaning, feeling that urge to do so. Don't put it off. Do it, especially when you feel that urge, especially if, you know, well, the urge, it's coming through, the thought is coming through with some sort of excitement. First message you got, surrender unhealthy relationships. surrender to passion. This could be blocking your passion, an unhealthy relationship that you could be back and forth with in terms of your thoughts and communication. Something here about you are ready to follow the guidance of your heart, but you may be struggling with the chakras above the heart, or the essence above the heart, your heaven state, your blissful state. Okay, let's see what's next here. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Wow, that's deep, because with these two cards showing up and surrender to passion, there could be an overindulgence of the root chakra that's happening. Welcome, Pantera Soul Fam, Goddess EVE. Welcome, my love. And then we have surrender your fear of change. Okay. Let's go into the astrology cards to see exactly where this is going. Because as far as relationships, as you know, this could be ranging from the relationship you have with yourself, the past version of yourself, so being kinder to yourself, the relationships you have with others, whether if it's through work, your career, your purpose, your family, those that you considered friends at one point. But we'll see where this is, what this is connected to. All right. But let's read the message. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others. By others. Something about conversation or communication. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. I'm sensing where a part of this unhealthy relationship is, let's say you're someone who usually communicates, thoroughly and clearly. Welcome, Pantera Soul Fam, Amina. Welcome, beloved. Let's say you are someone who usually communicates clearly. Your cue in this message of surrender unhealthy relationships, this is basically being more than okay with letting it go. Surrender, being more than okay with letting it go, that it's effortless to let go. This could have to do with energies around you that normally you tend to lose your head, where you can't even speak clearly at that point. Or you get this feeling within you that you have to, it's as though you're walking on eggshells when you get around a certain energy. Those are unhealthy relationships. Any type of relationship or environment that has you feel as though you have to walk on eggshells, those are unhealthy relationships. Now, with that being said, how often do you notice where there are compromises being made in those type of situations, when there shouldn't even be a position of compromise, because the compromise is after an exchange of disrespect occurs? Doesn't matter how people want to sway that word compromise, it comes up after an exchange of disrespect. That's the bottom line. Surrender to passion. The message is get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. So this could even have to do with feeling this sense of nervousness when you get around certain situations. So get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Because there seem to be, when you're around these unhealthy relationships, there's basically a rock that is placed in your river flow per se. Okay. And that blocks creation. That blocks your ability to manifest things. Because creation is connected to the sacral water element. But let's continue. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, collective. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart or reconnecting with your heart. And I love this as we are approaching the new moon in Pisces, which is a clean slate of your belief. And your belief stems from what you know. Who was that? Was that a cat outside? I haven't heard them in a while because it's been cold. But I heard a meow. Huh? Some of you could have had a cat just snuggled up with you at this moment. So definitely this message is resonating with you, or it will be. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify. So yes, with the new moon in Pisces and having a clean slate of what you believe, what you know, once again, influences this belief. The belief. Now, before this new moon in Pisces, we had the new moon in Aquarius. So you may want to even reflect on what seeds you planted in regards to your knowing that's gonna now inspire your belief. What seeds have you planted the new moon in Aquarius? Because along with the North Node being in Pisces, Pisces is also connected to compassion. That unconditional love, that's that Piscean energy, which is why Venus loves to be there, because it's connected to the imagination. But that is also the place of God. That is the dwelling place of God. You know what I mean? So let's see what this is talking about. Okay. Its ruler, Neptune of Pisces, signifies ideals and imagination, breaking psychic boundaries, and coming into harmony with the universe. Surrender unhealthy relationships. It's also ruled by Jupiter, which has to do with your growth, the integration of it in society, and connection to your life path, which is connected to when you are in alignment with your purpose, the universe is always going to take care of you. So you may want to look into your chart and see what connections are going on between Jupiter and Neptune. If there are squares and oppositions, that could be your starting point in regards to how you break through certain cycles. We have a zodiac sign, Scorpio, coming up. Okay. So when it comes to this unhealthy relationship, is certainly intense. For some of you, it could be with the Scorpio, or you are a Scorpio. If you are the Scorpio, all right, this could signify a relationship with yourself, a toxic relationship with yourself and habits that you may have. This could even be having to do with, the way you share that level of intensity with others who are not prepared for that, which can then step you into a fear of intimacy, because there will obviously be a lot of what's the word, disharmony, or a sense of being played in a relationship, because that intensity is not for that person. They can't handle that. You know what I mean? So let's see what else is coming up here. You got Sagittarius at the bottom of the deck. All right. Now, with the sixth house right up behind that, this could have something to do with work, health, and the duty area of your life. Some of you could feel as though it is your responsibility. Wherever you feel you have a responsibility before, so much so that this responsibility takes you away from you, that is an unhealthy relationship too. Now, some of you have children and you could be doing that. That is unhealthy. They don't talk about this often, where you are more there for your children than you are for yourself. That is unhealthy, and your children feel that. You know what I'm saying? So just be very mindful, if you have children, or if you've experienced that as a child, or as the child of someone where they have taken care more of you, and you may be thinking, why is it that you feel as though you can't progress in certain things in life? Because now there's a foundation that is built off of worry. You're either going to live in worry, or you're going to live in love. If you live in love, everything is going to be effortless for you. I mean, everything. But the person who says everything, though, really everything, the person who questions that is the one who lives in worry. Because now that worry is going to create the anger, the fear, the guilt, the shame that can even literally lead to grief, where now the body is being consumed by the other four. This human experience, my love, is energy. Okay. Surrender to passion. Let's see what this is. Ooh, 2 cards. Wow. Jupiter. There you go. Speaking of. And the 3rd house. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna go directly to that because I was just about to speak on this, but it included this card, surrender the fear of intimacy. So let me go here with this. Let me go here with it too, so we can put it all together, because this has to do with the passion that you've had since you were growing up. That's effortless expansion for you, but there's an unhealthy relationship that's in the way, or has been in the way. Look at these 2 colors. It's that's huge. That's a huge message in itself with the colors, because you have these colors embedded into this card, but you have more of the white here, which is coming through as this is you in the middle. You as the spirit in between all of this. Some of you are in, there's an unhealthy relationship here for some of you that you're in the middle of. You have to take yourself out of that. You're investing too much energy and your time, which is also creation, in a situation that you are in the middle of. And you could feel as though you're being walked all over or stepped on, but you are the bridge. You're in the middle of it. Take yourself out of there, okay? Look at that. The 2 planets that we were already discussing, Neptune and Jupiter. So Pisces energy. This could be something that you subconsciously do. You're unconscious about what this is that you're subconsciously doing. Let's see. Surrender your fear of intimacy in Aquarius, or Aquarius energy. That's the message here all around it. The fear you have is no longer pleasing other people. It's not here. It didn't come up here. But this Aquarius energy, it's freedom loving, rebellious, and idealistic and technological. So it's an energy of having you got the vibe. You definitely have a vibe that people want to be around, but you may have unhealthy relationships that are extremely intense, and they're very manipulative in terms of the way they are seeking to be around you. Possibly even pretending to connect to what it is that you're passionate about. The 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 key for you is, I just saw the Hierophant card. The key for you is to recognize that this is happening, especially if you're the type of energy that is connected to people pleasing. Notice this, recognize it. Don't relive the experience as you recognize it. That's the key of being an observer, that you recognize what it is that you're feeling or what those thoughts are, but you don't completely place yourself in the experience so much so that your thinking is causing you to relive it as if it's occurring right at that moment, when it's not. And on the flip side of that, that's also the way you utilize the law of attraction, or manifesting whatever it is that you want into your life. But humanity has been more comfortable with manifesting what they don't want. Why? Because of worry. You can manifest the energies of worry, or the reality of worry, or the reality of love. Because once again, with love, you can manifest anything effortlessly. And it starts to show itself, which is why we're doing this here, messages of confirmation. It starts to show itself in terms of, you have a thought and you hear exactly what you just said, not even a minute after. It's as if as if you're sitting next to someone and they're agreeing with you. So these messages, when you see them pop up, is basically an exercise of your intuition on some real shit. And the more you trust yourself, the more you'll begin to experience how quickly things show up for you. Because you see how quickly things show up for you in terms of, look at this, strong manifestation right here, the magician and the strength card. You see how quickly it show up for you when it comes to what you don't want. You just have to exercise the muscle in terms of what it is that you do want or what it is that you love and desire. Because a desire can lead one astray too. You know what I mean? So let's see. I'm going to start here, okay? Oh gosh. Very toxic. Yo. And it's an energy that it doesn't waste no time to show up. It doesn't waste no time. It wastes your time. The moment that, the energy you can use to create based off of love. But this energy wastes no time to come with the worry. With the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is a card of legacy. These are both Capricorn energies. So for some of you, there could be an unhealthy relationship that you have with work. It could be an unhealthy relationship you have with work. An example of that would be, instead of you feeling through your feelings, when it comes to something that comes up with shadow work, you distract yourself with work. Just, make sure you're doing whatever it is you have to do to clear this energy that can have you feeling tied up while you're in the position to build a legacy. So much so that you're so busy but not productive that you're doing what you have to do, but something else is suffering from this overwork. Physically, you're doing what you have to do, but spiritually unalived. Spiritually doing what you have to do, but not balanced in the physical. Now this is creating unhealthy isolation. Okay. Let's see. What is that smell? That is... The first thing that came to mind was juniper. Oh, wow. Ace of Cups. This is something serious now. Unhealthy relationship with the Ace of Cups and the Devil card. As far as this being a relationship, and if it has to do with love, this is something that is hard to let go of. Why? The King of Swords in reverse. This is what I'm saying. Someone really has the gift of gab. They use their words because it's the words, it's creating the reality. This is Aquarius showing up here too, though. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, or this could be a group of people. An Aquarius with the moon water sign, whether they're moon in Cancer, moon in Scorpio, moon in Pisces. Or they could have a Saturn placement. And then you have the Six of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Let me get another deck here for this. Clarify the King of Swords. Because this could be one person, or this could be a group of people, or one person is embodying a group or an energy. But let me see. me see what this say. Let's see. This could also signify long-term, long overdue at this point. Clarify, King of Swords. Eight of Swords. Self-sabotage. Eight of Swords is also, no, it's actually Gemini energy. Jupiter and Gemini. There's something about conversation with the Four of Cups. Wow. So there could be some sort of substance use that happens with, it could have to do with smoking. That in terms of, this is the only time, you know, this connection happens. This connection in terms of you and this person aligning, and also a disconnection from yourself. They could definitely have a moon in Cancer, because this is a moon in Cancer card. An Aquarius with the moon in Cancer possibly. And then you have the Knight of Swords, Gemini at the bottom of the deck. This could be someone you grew up with, or a sibling, or some sort of close family member that is considered a sibling. They could still be a cousin, but you consider them a sibling. But as you've evolved, there's, you know, there's obviously been some sort of disconnect energetically. And this is why something may not feel the same in terms of the connection. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Someone doesn't feel heard and therefore feels deceived. But if one knows, yes, someone definitely has a moon in Cancer or Aquarius or Gemini. But this is something where you are unconsciously doing something that is within your subconscious that could be affecting your reality, and seeing the truth in a situation about who truly does have your back or love and support you. And once again, once you recognize these things, it's you recognizing, don't relive how much hurt you're feeling from it. Feel what you have to feel, but don't sit there to the point that you can't even process what's really going on here. And how much this is actually showing you what towers have to fall so you can heal. Because after this is the Tower, and then you have the Star card, the healing, especially with the moon showing up. So in between this Devil card and the moon, you have the Tower followed by the Star card. The tempering has happened already. The strategy of the tempering has happened for you to balance out your passion, your emotions in connection to your passion, because temperance is Sag in connection to fire. So let's see. And it definitely came out at the bottom of the deck here when Scorpio came out on its own. Gosh. Five of Swords. Yeah, this is so unhealthy. It's not even funny. All of the cards that can... Someone is a liar. There's an unhealthy relationship where you know someone's lying and you continue to... Even if it's a small lie. What they call a white lie. A lie is a lie. It's time to close that cycle out, though. It has an effect on your finances. I'm seeing this as... It's showing me more of the material aspect of Capricorn. Your stability. Yeah. As soon as you close it out, you begin a new cycle. It's okay, so this new cycle is on its way to you. Nine of Cups, it's backed by emotional fulfillment. And then you have the King of Cups, which is Scorpio. So this lesson is really teaching you, you know, how to handle relationships. You could have Saturn in the 7th house, natally progressed, or at this time. Okay. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. 2 cards. right. Two of Cups. Venus in Cancer vibes. Oh, wow. Look at the bottom here. There's a new start to a relationship though. However, we do have this Three of Swords. The way this is coming through, this change that's happening February 3rd or the number 5, this change that is happening, this is the moon in Libra. No, this is, what is this? Saturn in Libra. The whole screen just tweaked out. It's Saturn in Libra. Yeah. So definitely a lesson in regards to relationships that has an effect on all relationships. So getting to the root of it. What is the root of this relationship here? Let me see something. What's the root? Let me get a different deck because that's the clarifying one. What is the root? What's the seed here of the lesson? What is the lesson? It could have to do with surrendering the fear of change, especially with it at the bottom of the deck for the surrender cards. These relationships are showing you, the lesson is you understand what's going on. You'll be able to, be more connected to the essence of changing without fear of changing. Because most people don't change because they worry. Worry will literally keep you stuck in something. Look at this, the Hangman. Oh, so this is for the new moon in Pisces vibes as well. That is the Piscean card. And then the Two of Wands. Okay. 122. That's a 5 again. Literally a 5 again. So that's the confirmation right there. The root of this is to change the belief system, which is actually changing the entire story, because Pisces 12th house energy is houses of water or houses of endings. So there's some sort of subconscious belief that has to end, and that is the purpose and reason for this lesson. It plays out differently for each and every one of you, So, okay. Let's get one more here. You can't make that shit up, bro. That's still a 5. That's 21. That is a 3. So how many more times you want me to tell? Hey! Yo. Saturn in Pisces, which is where Saturn is at this time. Is making sure that, they call it the land of make-believe, because once people go there, they feel as though this land of make-believe is a reality at this point. 833 on the screen. So you'll walk away from these things that no longer serve you to your Two of Cups. This came out before. And the previous one. The same energy. The 8 to the 2. So Leo season is going to be, I heard the words lit, powerful, stage show. Now, with Jupiter in the 3rd house, some of you your new cycle, it definitely involves the essence of a dynamic duo, where there could be a possible podcast that comes about, or some form of teaching or something that you're learning in your neighborhood. Something that you also learn about your neighborhood to help you to close out a cycle. So this could be the synchronistic events or numbers that happen that can actually bring forth the memory of your soul, which is going to help you to close out cycles even faster. Because the more you remember the journey of the soul, the more you'll be able to notice the directions you're being guided to take, where you'll always be taken care of, where you don't have to worry about anything because you're living in love now. You're leaving the past foundation behind. And as you should, especially if it's preventing you from surrendering to what you're passionate about. This could be a neighborhood you're leaving that you used to grow up in, or if you've been wondering if that's the next step, you know, in your journey, certainly so. Traveling, you know, taking the leap of faith, traveling, some form of travel that you can actually take. Not, it doesn't have to be far. It could just be, for some of you, this change is literally what's going to help you to surrender to your passion. It could even have to do with the route change and something you see on a billboard of something that you just thought of and it shows up on that billboard. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of your surroundings, but take note of the time that you see that and look up that's the spiritual meaning of that number, that message that's coming through in regards to the next move. Okay. Let's see what's behind this. Look at that. Which is, this is wild. Let me see. Some of you could have went back to a situation or went back to an area you grew up, childhood space, to remember who you are. There goes Leo energy right there. King of Wands, Five of Swords. Yeah, definitely went back to a position where you may have left your power to finally put it to rest. For some of you, condolences. You probably just recently went to a funeral. And it even led to you meeting up with someone that, you know what I'm saying, you be linking up with, that sees you for you entirely. Okay. We're going to clarify here. Oh, the King of Pentacles, Taurus vibes, the King of Wands. Oh, gosh. Okay, there's a lot of suitors here. There's a lot of people over here. Where you grew up, okay. And then the Six of Pentacles. What? With the Five of Wands. Some of you are in a position where you could be having to show your value. With the Five of Wands here, what's behind it? The Knight of Swords. Showing your value when it comes to the way you communicate. Okay. Showing your value. There's something about your purpose. Some of you could have a North Node in a third house. There's something about your purpose that has to do with your expressions or you speaking. For some of you, fifth house, this has to do with acting. For some of you too, that these relationships literally helped you. Let's say you want to go and become an actor. These relationships have shown you how to connect to an emotion. And literally that's the case for someone here in terms of, until you recognize that that's simply what that's for, as painful as it is, until you recognize that, the door of opportunity for you to be the best world-renowned actor, actress, that's it won't open until you recognize that that was the point of that lesson. Because as hard and toxic as it was, it's exactly what was necessary for you to be able to fulfill these roles, different roles where people can't even tell Not so much that they can't even tell that they're watching a movie. They think what they're watching because you're acting it out is this is really happening. You have a way of engaging people because you can sense the energy because you've experienced it. Now, for others of you, this could have something to do with, you assisting other people and knowing what the way that energy feels to be able to guide them through it. This is dope. Because the moment you surrender to your passion, there's going to be an equal give and take of royalty and financial abundance with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands definitely being placed in a position of leadership. Now, there's also, in terms of reciprocity and the assistance of others, Taurus and the Leo is very significant. Or your 5th house and your 2nd house energies. For some of you, your passion could be fashion. 10-4, copy. Yeah. It most certainly is. There's something about a brand that you'll have a lot of people wanting to work with you. For you, rather. Especially with the world showing up here. Others of you, there's a passion you have for so much for love and the past that you've gone through that you can help people in their relationships. Whether this has to do with you writing or creating some form of a podcast. Some of you, this is some serious stuff here. This is given you have your own Netflix or something, because what you have the capability of doing when in terms of communicating with people, yeah. It's almost as if you have your own reality show, your own Love is Blind type shit. I haven't even watched that. Some of you could have recently watched it too. And the message from that is notice what certain people may be experiencing, because that could also be helping you with recognizing, the journey you've been on, and to help you to close it out so you can start new. So it's about 2:30. All right, my love, let's go to the final section here. I'm loving this. But you're going to have to surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. I'm going to pull one more surrender card before we go into the tarot for this. Show me the message of surrender for the pattern. Show me the message of surrender for the pattern. Look at that. You got trust, which is the energy of Scorpio. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the correct path. 944. That number came up in the previous live too. The 8 to the 2 of Cups came up in the previous live. So did 944. The reading of what's happening now, what's happening next is happening now. You may want to go back to that message and see what showed up when 944 was mentioned. Let's see, what's the pattern? What has to be surrendered? Pay me. Did we not talk about this? That's wild work. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. You see it there? Yeah. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Now, let's take this message, that for those first few words, up an ante at this point, because speak your needs. If you have to, if you feel as though you're forcing the conversation of your needs, because you can have a conversation about that. However, it could just be a conversation without it being so much connected to a need, because the need is representing the lack thereof. Right? So to force that type of conversation, that's the unhealthy relationship that has to be surrendered and let go of. Anywhere you feel as though you're forcing yourself to the point you can feel the anxiety just rise up in your body, and you having to speak what it is that you need in your life from a person, that's something that you got to let go of. That's just basically taking poison dose by dose. Knowing that there's going to be an end to that, but still, you just still keep going. There's no need for that, though. And that's in anything in life. You know, where you see that your value is undervalued, it's time to make a change, love. Be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy by not doing what it means to focus on your own happiness. That's the seed of worry right there. That's in connection to the seed of worry, or one of the children of worry, where you want to make everyone else happy, you know, and sabotaging yourself. That Eight of Swords energy, which was the first card that came out here. This could even have to do with the way, you know, the energy that you're investing in other people's relationships, that they come to you when shit is going downhill, and that's the only time you hear from them. That's an unhealthy relationship. You know, so the pattern that has to be released here: compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart, reconnecting with your heart. The patterns you have of people pleasing. The energy here is Aquarius, that is freedom loving. Yeah, you love freely, but not to the expense of your own mind. No more of that. No more of placing your love in positions. Not saying to stop sharing your love, no, or stop being you in terms of a loving person. No, just be mindful as to where you're placing that, or where you're sharing that energy, because you love deeply, very deeply. Intense loving is showing up here. Okay? You know where you're getting the shittiest end of the stick. You know where you're getting it. If you're getting it, you're accepting it. So this, you just gotta, you know, put a halt to that. Stop accepting it. Let's get some messages. Show me. Oh shit. They said stop. Yeah, which came out right up here. This was at the bottom of the deck, clarifying surrender unhealthy relationships. Yeah. It sure did. These are fixed energies too. So there's certainly a transformation of your knowledge, of you knowing these patterns and putting an end to it. I love that. Okay. Okay, let's just, oh shit. Yeah, come with it. Speaking of someone having the moon sign and the water sign, you got two of them showing up here. Because emotionally, they express the energy of the water signs of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So that's quite shifty. You know what I'm saying? It goes through a lot of phases emotionally. Scorpio is, it has this depth of wanting to transform, willing to transform, but as water, it could easily reflect the energies around it that may not even want to go through that transformation. uh Scorpio energy, people pleasing, that type of vibe, that's toxic. That shit, that's a Scorpio stinging themselves. For real, for real. And you have the Strength card here at the bottom of the deck with Leo showing up here with the King of Wands, surrender to passion, showing up here. However, we over here, right? So hold up. For some of you, this literally means there's someone, let's say someone depends on you for transportation. That gotta stop. You've been wanting to say no for a while. Something as simple as that. Especially when it comes to a shift in a timeline. Because each time you take this person on this ride, you're making a decision that's connected to a different timeline, obviously different from the one where you would say no. Where you would say no, now you can invest more of that energy in things you have to do for yourself. Forget what it is that they gotta say, or the way they feel, worried about what they feel and having to defend. No. People gotta make it work for themselves the way they gotta make it work, the same way you got to. With the Queen of Pentacles. So there's something here in regards to you are self-made. And you may dim your light around those who you love out of pity. But that has to come to an end. Because behind closed doors, the reason why you may have been experiencing some level of deception around this energy, because Source knows the conversations that are being had behind closed doors when you're not around. And this could be something in regards to family members right here, because this is Cancer, this is Capricorn. That's that axis between the 4th and the 10th house. This is where words become powerful. Again, people don't need cauldrons to do some form of witchcraft or spell against somebody. Gossip is enough. Words they carry all the elements: fire, air, water, earth, wind, all that. Fire, air, earth, water. It carries all of the elements. Even the words one speaks within themselves. Especially with Aquarius showing up here, which also is connected to judgment. The age of Aquarius has to do with the judgment of man, man being the judge. The star. With the 7 of Cups here. Some of you have been having dreams about certain things and you're just wondering, okay, what in the fuck is going on here? Let's look at this. Let's get some clarifiers. Split the deck. You got the High Priestess. All right, now let's keep that there. And let's see. 10:55 on the time on the screen. We have the Knight of Wands. You've been seeking the truth. Your dreams have been speaking to you. Let me go a little bit further here. It's your dreams have been speaking to you. I'm saying that because the Seven of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck right now. Which means there's a decision you have to make in connection to your spiritual resonance or your spiritual knowledge. See, Gemini shows up again. Knight of Swords. That's Mercury. Today is Mercury Day, but it's the messenger. There's a message that already has been received from what it is that you've been seeking. What's this information? The Ten of Wands. Boy. You see all that burdensome energy of her coming out of the volcano? Unscathed at that. Because since you were a child, you've been blessed with high favor. Yes, you've been blessed with high favor. You're going to come out of this regardless. Was it going to be easy? No, because this people pleasing habit, once again, is connected to worry, and worry is the focus of what one does not want to happen. Now, think of how much energy is being invested into a worry and it hasn't happened yet. And then it happens. So now there's this intensity of the worry. And if that shit happens, oh, come on. I don't even want to get into that. So it's imperative to be mindful of the energies you have around you. That's usually the challenging part of one's spiritual journey and quote unquote being a chosen one, the one who chooses to be connected to the source, to be the one, the chosen one, and truly listen and be guided by love. There's a lot of layers that are going to have to be peeled off. Straight up onion. A lot of those tears is actually helping you to heal. Because this essence of you has to come out. But remember, after the storm, there's always a rainbow, love. And even sometimes while the rainbow's out, there may still be a storm. Or you can sense that a storm is still happening while you're in this blissful state, especially when you separate yourself from these toxic energies. Not saying that you stop loving and caring for these people, but you have to disconnect yourself. Would you still feel it? Yeah, but you'll do a lot more justice in clearing these energies out by doing what you have to do and distancing yourself from it. You carried more than enough. Now it's time for your rebirth. It's also going to come with some type of passionate love. It says surrender to your passion here. Some of you do have some serious suitors now. Okay? But you have to first give yourself that divine balance, that reciprocity. We're going to clear this up here, and I'm going to get one final message of surrender for your advice. Okay. Let's grab the energy. Let's grab an astrology card and then finalize it with surrender. Advice. To take it home. Homework before the next message. What's the homework here? Okay. Uranus. The ruler of Aquarius. Uranus. The advice in connection to the surrender message we're going to pull next has to do with your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. You got source that's going to be flowing through you. The electricity through your body is about to be revved up, okay? At the bottom of the deck. Ooh, so much so your appearance may change. You're going to be viewed differently, seen differently. Part of that change is going to be reflected by those who come up to you. 8:44 on the clock right now. And if you have Uranus in your first house, you're usually someone who changes their appearance quite often. You're definitely someone who loves to get haircuts, tats, all this type of stuff. I'm getting a lot more with the haircuts. You're definitely somebody that can really switch up on hair. That's what's up. Do you, boo? The message of surrender. I said get 2. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. And then we got 3. Solar plexus, 6. What did I say? Solar plexus is important. Sacral chakra and solar plexus is important. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Surrender your fear of change to surrender to your soul's path. So get familiar with your north node. Look to see the connections between your Uranus placement and your north node, okay? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can change your own power and soar in your life. That's what we've been talking about this whole time, babe. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation. I have faith that all is well. And beautifully so, I have is connected to the second house or Venus, and that's also the energy of finances, the first house of finances. So as long as you have faith that all is well, the currency of money and funds and resources has to align with you. Because one thing about money, it knows that it's going to circulate. The hands that it's in and its perception of how much it is or what it's going to do, money is not thinking about money that doesn't carry that type of, way of being. Oh, I'm gonna go towards this person because they want this much. It just knows it's going to be circulated. So it's going to go where it's going to be circulated. Not spent. Circulated. Because it's currency. It knows that it's energy and it can't be created nor destroyed. Granted, in the physical sense, blase, blase. Yeah, money is this paper. But at the same time, energetically, it's a currency exchange that happens with it. If money would talk right now, money talks. That could be a significant film. All it's saying is that I am going towards where I can travel. Not going towards anyone who can't let me go and is obsessive and in fear of whether I'm going to return. That's Falcon energy too, because a falconry really deals with, it speaks to letting it go and trusting that it's going to come back to you. And there's no coincidence in anything. But notice that that bird is the one that's on the 9 of Pentacles, which has to do with your independence and growth and wealth. Feel me? Ear ringing. And finally, surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Ashe. All is love, all is well. May you all have a blissful evening. I will see y'all on the next message. Ciao, my loves.